Hello and welcome to a tutorial where I teach you how to send email from your localhost using PHPMailer, your Gmail account, or your Yahoo account. Let's get started. So if you have Gmail or Yahoo, we are good to go. So open up your browser, your web browser here, and what you need is also XAMPP here. So make sure that you've downloaded XAMPP or you have another server of some kind. If you're using XAMPP, just open the control panel and start Apache and MySQL. Now, if you don't have XAMPP, just go to the internet, Google it, and you can download and install. Just a normal installation, install to drive C. Okay, great. Once you're done, open the control panel and start both Apache and MySQL. Okay, now in order to start, go to your Google and Google PHPMailer, because we're going to use PHPMailer to send our emails. So find this GitHub link and go to GitHub. Once you get there, click on code and download the zip file here. If you are good with Composer, just use Composer to download it. I'm sure there are instructions down here. Okay, so once we are done with that, that is good. You can now open up your file system, go to drive C, XAMPP, htdocs, forgot. That's the folder I created called forgot inside the htdocs folder. So find the htdocs folder, create forgot, and then paste your zip file here and then extract it. So select extract here, not extract to another folder, but just say extract here because there exists a folder already. So the file system should be PHPMailer master, and then immediately inside there should be the source folder. Otherwise things won't work. Okay, so if the file structure is like this, we are good to go. So I have a file here called mail.php, which has a boilerplate or a template that we can use to send emails. So now what you do is grab this folder, the forgot folder that you created and added your folder here, your PHPMailer, and drag it to your text editor. So I'm using Sublime Text as my text editor, but you can use any text editor of your choice. So this is the folder right here, and here are the files. So in here there's mail.php, which has the boilerplate, like I said, and this is the code right here. So in case you can't download, the file will be in the link in the description where you can download this file. But in case you can't download this file for some reason, you can just copy the code right here. So no problem. What we are simply doing here is we are requiring the files that are inside PHPMailer, which are these files in the source. The other files are pointless. The only folder that is important is the src folder, and these are the classes in there. So those are the classes that we are including here. So once we include them, then there's a function here which creates a new mailer object, and then it sets a few parameters here, and at the end of the day, if the email is sent, we get email sent successfully. If it is not, we get error while sending email, and then we'll get some error messages somehow. Now the important part here is this section right here. So it's very important that if you're using Gmail, you put the host as smtp.gmail.com, okay? And then if you're using Yahoo, you're going to put smtp.mail.yahoo.com on this one here, okay? So either of those is fine. And then you put your email address, and then you put your password. Okay, so now how do you get this password here? The password that you use to log in to your account will not work. You have to create this password separately. So let's see how we can actually create that password. Okay, so let's go to our email addresses and see how we can go about doing that. Okay, so let me start with Yahoo. So this is my Yahoo account over here. And if you go on the top right corner here, there's account info. There's a drop down here. Just select account info or wherever you can find it and hit go. And then it will take you to this page where there's personal info, account security, and recent activity. So just click on account security and then scroll down here. And once you reach down here, there's this part which says app password. And then when you get here, click on generate and manage app passwords. And just type an app name of your choice here. Doesn't matter what it is. And then just click generate password. It will create a password and then just copy that password. And that's the password you're going to add here. Okay, great. So that's for Yahoo. Let's go to Gmail and see what we can do about that. So in Gmail, you have to go to myaccount.google.com. So you go to your account settings here. So you can do this with your mobile app, the YouTube setting, is it the YouTube settings app or something? So once you get here, go to the security tab, and in here, if you scroll down, now the options will be different depending on whether this is set or not. If this two-step verification is set to off, then it means just scroll down to the very bottom of the page, and at the bottom there, you're going to find a setting called allow less secure apps, and when you click on that one, you can switch it on. So it's just a toggle button you switch on and off. But if your two-step verification is on, just like in my channel here in my account, all you have to do is click app passwords here. So once you click here, you'll be asked for your username, password, and all that, and then you can generate a password just like on the other side. Now, if you don't generate a password and you are the type that doesn't have two-step verification, if your two-step verification is off, and then you go down and switch on allow less secure apps, it means the password you have to add is your login password, the same password that you use to log into your email. So you put your email there, and then you put your password down here. Okay, good. But if you have these two steps switched on, you add an app password. That's the password you're going to add here. Okay, so now that we are done with all this preparation, let's actually try and send an email and see if we can receive it. So in order to send an email, we have to create an index page at least. So let's go back to our folder. In the forgot folder, right click and click new file. And in here, we're going to set this as index.php. So I'm going to save this as index.php. Save there. Okay. So once I save here, I can now put some PHP tags there. Actually, let me use HTML like so. I'll just say website or home. But at the top here, what I want to do is add some PHP tags, do that, and then include my include mail.php like so. Okay, great. So once I've included mail.php here, then this is going to be included. And there's a function here which I just need to provide these things there, and that will be it. So one more time, in case you didn't see all the code here, here it is. Hopefully you can see it clearly and copy it. Okay, so once we do that, I just need to run the function like so. So I'm going to mute this one, duplicate it, just so I can see what comes first here. So the recipient is, I'm sending to myself. So okay, so I'm sending to myself. And what is the subject? Subject is testing. testing from PHP, something like that. And the message is just going to be hello there. Okay, just like that. And then here we're just going to add an if statement. And then if it is true, then we're going to echo out and say message sent, like so. Otherwise, we're going to say error message not sent, something like this. Okay, so ready. Let's go back here. I'm going to refresh this page. The moment I refresh, it's going to load the index page and it will send an email. So refresh, there we go. Ready, ready, ready. So it takes a while to send. Okay, so email sent successfully, message sent, which is good. So if I go to my Gmail now, I've seen the number has changed and I see my email here, testing from PHP, hello there. So if I click here, I do see my content over there. So you can see this one is set from name. So which if I come back here, that text is this one. So you can put a recipient name here if you want. And actually this doesn't work well because unless you add it here so that you can change it on the fly. Otherwise it's better set from name here. You can set your own name here, or if in case you have your website, you can set your website name. So let's just say my website.com, like that. Okay. I think that's it. Recipient name, mywebsite.com. So you add your company name here so that once you send, it has that officiality. So let's try again and let's see if that changes. So I'm going to refresh the page one more time. Ready? Okay, taking a while, but it actually went through. So there we go, testing from PHP again, hello there. But this time you see it says mywebsite.com at the top there, which is good. All right, makes it look a little bit more official. Okay, great. So that's how you send email using PHPMailer and Gmail or Yahoo account. So now what we need to create is a form of some kind so that we can just type our message and send it as email. Okay, so here what I will do is I'm going to add an if statement to check if there's something posted using the post variable like that. So we're going to say if count the number of items in the post variable is greater than 0, then it means something was posted. So something was posted. Let me put 2 double slashes there. And then let's close this tag here like so. Okay, so this only runs once we actually post something. And then here I want to send to set these variables. So there's recipient, there's subject, and there's message. So I'm just going to replace these here like so. Okay, and then I'll paste them here again. Just replace the commas with carriage return. So I'm going to put an equal sign here and equate this to post like so. And obviously there's going to be email, and then there's going to be subject, and then there's going to be a message. like so. All right, so great. So we have a recipient, we have a subject, we have a message. These are the variables. Here we send to the function. All right. So once we do that now, we need a form here. So I'm just going to create a form. Let me zoom in a little bit. And I'm going to give it a method. So the method is going to be post, like so. And then I will add an input here of type text, of course. The name is email, like so. And then let me add a placeholder. How do you write recipient? Let's just write receiver email, like so, because I just can't remember how to write recipient for some reason. Anyway, there we go. So now let's duplicate this. So we have email, we have a subject. So we have to match these names with these ones right here. So email, subject, message. So one more for message. Now the message should be a text area because we need to add quite a bit of data. So name is going to be message, like so. And yeah, that is it. Receiver email, subject, like so. And then finally, let me put a break tag here and another one. Finally, we put an input that is of type submit. We don't need a name, we need a value. And the value is send, like so. Let's put capital S there, send. Great. Okay, so this is good. Let me put an H3 here and just say send email, like so. And then I'm just going to put a message here saying, actually no need for a message here. What I will do is put a div that will enable us to display errors in case there are some. Okay. Instead of echoing the message here, we're going to set it to error. So here at the top, I'm just going to set error is equal to empty string, like so. So it's empty at the top here, but then down here, it's going to be error is equal to message not sent, or error is equal to message sent. Not really an error here, but I just want to use the same variable. So I'm just going to say if, I'll add an if statement. So let me put my PHP tags here and say if error is not empty, like so, then of course we are going to do something. So let me close that, like so. Put some PHP tags again and they say end if, and close that tag as well. And then here what I will say is I don't know, I'll put a span here and just say instead of using the PHP and then adding echo, I'll just put an equal sign and just say error, like so. Close that tag as well. Okay, so here we get to see the error. And then I'll add style here and I'll say color is equal to red, just so it shows that it's a message over there. Okay, great. So let me come back to the website here, and things will not run here because so we have a syntax error on line 22, unmatched. Where is 22? This one, it's saying it's not matched by anything, so I forgot to add a 1 on top here, like so. Okay, great. So refresh. Okay, so this is what we have: send email, receiver email, subject, and the email itself. So let's add a bit of styling here so that it looks more presentable. So what I will do here is on the body itself, I'm just going to add a style for font family. So I'll add font family, which is Tahoma. That's good enough. Okay. And then I will add some styles here, style tag like so. And let's add a little bit of styling here. So I'm going to start with the form, and in the form here, I am going to in the form, I'm going to add, let's see, width, give it a limited width of 300 pixels. And then I'm going to add some padding of 10 pixels so that items are not too close to the wall. I'm going to add a box shadow, 0 on the X, 0 on the Y, 10 pixel blurriness, and then add a gray color like so. Then I'm going to add a margin of auto, that way it's in the center. I'll add a margin top just so there's more space at the top. And what else? A border radius for rounded corners. So border radius of 10 pixels, something like this. Okay, so let's see what we've got. Refresh, and there we go. That's looking much better. And now I want to style these boys here. So for these guys, I will do input like so. Any inputs, but I want the ones in the form, so I'll say form, then input. And here I will give them a width of, let's say 290 pixels, since the owner is 300 pixels. I'll give them a padding of 10 pixels. And then I'll give them a border. I don't want them to have a border here, so I'll say solid. Oh, I don't want that 3D border, I mean. And then put that gray color as well. And let me give them a border radius as well, over 10 pixels. And that should do. So let's come back here and see what we've got. Okay, there we go. Let's give them a margin. So say margin 5 pixels, something like this. Okay, very good. Not exactly what I needed. So let me reduce the width here. So the width to 280 maybe. So I'm just looking at the text boxes. Maybe 270. Yeah, something like that. This looks much better. And then if you don't want those outlines, you can say outline none. And then this first one, obviously here I want it to auto focus, to be the first thing to be focused. So I will put auto focus to true. Okay, refresh, and there we go. So no more outlines here. Great. Now these are different lengths. So what I want to do is set that one separately. So what you can do is you can create a class for each separate item, but here I just want to use form input again. Oops, let me close that. And put a width of maybe 290 pixels. This is just for the button. So the type here, I will say type is equal to submit, like so, and close that, because the button is the only one with submit. So if this doesn't work for you, just create a class with a dot. Just create a class like .btn, like so, then delete everything else here, and then put that class here. Just give it a class, say class btn, like so. That is bound to work. So refresh. That's looking much better. Now to so maybe I can use the same class here for the button here. Let's see how that works. Not bad, but not really. So let me put a class of text there, dot text, and just say I'm going to copy some of these things like the border radius, margin, copy, put that there. And also the border itself. Where is the border? Here. Let's see that. Okay, that's much better. And let's get the width correctly. Okie dokie. I don't know why it goes on to, I don't know why these controls are so different when it comes to positioning. It's just weird. Okay, so let me just put a margin on the left maybe, just so I don't have to suffer. I'll say 10 pixels. Okay, a bit too much, maybe 5. I want them to align a bit better. So let's try 285 here. Okay, we can continue tinkering the whole day and we won't get anywhere. So instead, oh, actually it's because it doesn't have padding. That's probably why. So let me get that padding here and put it in there. Ah, there we go. That was why. So then I can copy the same width here, like so, and remove this margin left. So maybe it's working. Yeah, the margin left is working, so let's leave it there. Okay, great. All right, so at least we have something that resembles the button here. Let me put a cursor to a pointer, like so. Okay, so now we should be able to send an email. Okay, great. So if I do send an email here, let me come back here to the mailer, and I'm going to remove the echo here and echo there. There's no need for us to have that. Even the var dump, like so. Remove all that and refresh. Now we try to send. Message not sent. Okay. So you can add specific errors here. For example, if I come back to the index here, I can say if. So I can say if. Let me do this. If error is equal to empty, this is the only time we should run this. So let me move this something was posted to the top, and then let me push that in there, like so. Open and close that. Okay, so if there's no error, then we run this, but here we have a chance to create an error. So I'm just going to say if empty, recipient, then we can send an error there. So I'll copy this error message and put it here. Recipient cannot be empty. Like that. And then let me do that and that, like so. Now I can simply add to the error message here, like so, by adding a dot, like that, dot, dot. But then I would have to put break tags on here so that these messages are on separate lines, break tag, like so. Okay, but that should work. Then I can change recipient here to subject, for example, and then here message, like that. Okay, great. Very nice, very nice. So now if I refresh the page, I get a recipient cannot be empty, subject cannot be empty. Okay, so once I add those, then I can try and send. Let me add that, and then the subject is some subject, and then this is a test message to you. something like this. Then let's hit send. Okay. Seems like it's sending after all. Okay, message sent, which is very nice. Okay, so if I go to my Gmail now, to my account, I should see it come here any second now, since the message was actually sent. Maybe it takes a while. Okay, seems like it's going to take a while, so I will pause the video and confirm a bit later if it actually came in or not. All right, so it actually arrived. Some subject, this is a test message to you. So there we go. That's where it is. Okay, so that's how to send an email from your localhost system. Hopefully you have learned something new, and I will see you in other videos.